I thought I would do something a little bit different for this Good Friday. And why not review, as I've just watched it yesterday, the new WWE and Warner Brothers crossover kids movie, Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania Mystery. Now, this is a kids cartoon. It's a full animation, not a live action animation crossover. It's a fully animated 80-minute movie featuring Scooby-Doo and the gang with alongside them WWE superstars. The premise of this movie is that after playing a WWE video game and getting a perfect score, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are invited to WWE City. They have, of course, convinced Fred, Velma and Daphne to come along with them in the Mystery Machine to WWE City. There they find out about the recent attacks and the mystery concerning a ghost bear. Now, this does take a little bit of a leap if you're a little bit older in the outlay of the ghost bear mysteries. It is explained actually a little bit. It does take a little bit of a leap because Sin Cara, who is one of the wrestlers featured in this movie, explains the background of this legend of the ghost bear. It takes a leap because Sin Cara, and I do not want to sound disrespectful because I certainly do not mean it this way, but of course Sin Cara does not speak, the character certainly does not speak English. So it's almost like he's mute, or it's kind of a little bit deaf. He uses almost like a sign language where he moves and does various gestures with his hands and with his body to tell the story. And the leap is a little bit where John Cena proclaims that he speaks masked luchadors. So he translates for Sin Cara while Sin Cara is supposedly telling the story. The story of the Ghost Bear, and this doesn't ruin the movie, but the legend of the Ghost Bear is that there was a wrestling bear, and I'm talking about an animal bear, much like we had Hercules in Scotland. Check out the name Hercules on Google, and Andy Robbins, Google that and you can find out all information there about them. And yes, that is absolutely true. But this ghost bear, this real animal bear wrestled, and it wrestled until it took on Sin Cara's great-great-grandfather, called Sin Cara Grande, in a wrestling match, which actually just so happens took place at the very location that is now WWE City. The story of this is that Sin Cara Grande, Sin Cara's great-great-grandfather, was able to be the first person to actually defeat the bear. The bear then turns vicious and angry and wild at having lost for the very first time, attempts to attack all those in attendance. It demolishes the squared circle. Sin Cara Grande intervenes. Although injured and unfortunately not able to ever wrestle again after this, he is able to save the people and chase off the bear, who escapes into the forest, into the mountains, and presumably into the caves that is inside those mountains. The bear is never seen nor heard of again, until very recently, where people believe that these attacks and the first of which we see happens right at the start of the movie on WWE superstar The Miz, who is not actually seriously injured, serious enough to lay him out, and he's recovering for most of the movie, well, for all of the movie, but is not hurt really, really seriously, obviously, because it's a kids' movie. People seem to think because of the appearance of this bear, and the appearance of this bear, and I'll show you on the cover that I have. You see, that's the bear there, right where my finger is, just beside John Cena. It actually reminds me of the appearance of a character I believe called Zed, who was one of the villains in the very early series of the Power Rangers. Some people may pick up on that. I just happen to think that. But the bear comes out, attacks various people, various WWE superstars, and various occupants who live in the area of WWE City. And after they learn of the mystery of this ghost bear, Scooby-Doo and the gang, of course, they vow to solve this mystery, to find out who this ghost bear is, and obviously to stop these attacks. However, things take a turn for the worst, where Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are arrested and detained for stealing the WWE gold and jewel encrusted championship belt. Now, this championship belt is held up, is made vacant after a presumed, a little while ago at least, because they don't say exactly the timeline, at least I never caught it, match that featured Kane, who's also in this movie, who actually returns to WWE City right at the start of this movie. Somehow, the match involving Kane for the WWE Championship belt ends, and Mr. Vince McMahon, upholds the title, vacates the championship belt, and proclaims that the championship belt, made of gold and jewels, is held in a WWE security facility. Now, this means that Scooby and the gang also have to solve the mystery after watching the CCTV footage of how or why Scooby-Doo would steal the WWE Championship belt, and also, of course, as I said, at the same time, solve the mystery of this ghost bear. I'm not going to go into it very much further because it will ruin the plot of the movie. That's the general basis of the movie. I'm not going to go into it because it'll ruin the movie and ruin really the explanation of the movie and ruin a little bits. Of course, Scooby and the gang explore the area as is in any Scooby-Doo movie or episode. Search the area for clues. They run into the bear in the caves in the mountains where they go to explore there also for clues, which actually includes quite an unusual use for unconscious John Cena, who works with the gang to try and solve the mysteries featured prominently in the movie. Of course, he is one of WWE's top superstars. So, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Fred, Thelma and Daphne have to explore the mystery of the ghost bear, explore how Scooby-Doo would come to steal the WWE Championship belt, and take care of everything that you would usually think. There is a few, of course, Scooby-Doo staples in this movie. As I said, the search for clues. There is a bit in the caves where they're trying to explore the mystery, because it's, well, the legend of the bear is that, as I said, the bear escaped into the mountains, into the caves there, so they go exploring the cave system there, trying to find out clues of how these, about, is it really the bear, the wrestling bear for all these years ago, and trying to decipher everything that is going on. So it does take a little bit of a leap if you're a bit older, and a couple of the bits, like say John Cena translating for Sin Cara, a couple of little bitties, you have to let it go a little bit. You have to let it kind of go on a little bit. You have to ignore sticking a couple of plot holes, as they say. But overall, it's a decent movie. It's, like I said, it's one for the kids. featuring WWE superstars, as I said, it's John Cena, Triple H, Sin Cara, Brodus Clay, AJ Lee, The Miz, Kane, Michael Cole, and as I said, Mr. Vince McMahon, all feature in this movie, along with a couple of unspoken cameos from Sergeant Slaughter, Jerry the King Lawler, Jimmy Hart, a couple of other minor appearances as well during the movie. Like I said, it's a kids movie, fully animated, 80-minute length movie. Scooby-Doo and the gang have to unravel all this mystery, and obviously also they have to all do it before, after they are arrested for Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are arrested for stealing the WWE Championship belt, have to fight for their freedom at WWE's next event called Wrestlemania, in a match where their wrestling names are actually Skinny Man and Dead Meat, against the returning Kane. As I said, we see him return to WWE City at the start of the movie. So they've all that to deal with, and it's a typical, like I said, WWE and Scooby-Doo stapled movie. Couple of bits, the corridor chasing bit during the movie where they're at the caves and Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are chased by the monster, and then they chase the monster, and then the monster comes out of one of the bits of the cave and chases both of them, and like I said, an interesting use for an unconscious John Cena during that scene. Like I said, it's a good, decent movie. It's not going to win the very best movie at the Oscars or be one of those highly regarded movies, but I'm sure, certainly, as Triple H says on one of the special features, which I'll list in a second, for some of them it's a big deal. Like I said, Scooby-Doo has been around since about 1969 at least. So it's been one of the most popular, most legendary cartoon figures. It's a big thing for a few of them to actually be in a Scooby-Doo movie, to be associated with Scooby-Doo. Also, we saw Scooby-Doo a few weeks ago on WWE's Monday Night Raw episode, where he helped his pal Sin Cara win a match against Damien Sandow, I believe it was. Certainly, it said Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. Overall, it's a movie for kids. It's one of those movies you put on, you can, I don't know, go make your tea, do the laundry or something like that. As I said, it does have a couple of plot holes. If you're a bit older, you know a bit about wrestling, you can think about things a little bit. But overall, it's a fun, relaxing, switch-off movie. The special features, there's two of them. They add up to approximately 30 minutes. 30 minutes in total. The just over 7-minute featurette is behind the scenes with Scooby-Doo and the WWE gang. Scooby doesn't really feature on this bit, but it's a behind the scenes look at the voice recording sessions with the cast of WWE. You see AJ Lee, Brodus Clay, John Cena and The Miz recording a couple of their parts of the movie. They feature a couple of times during the movie, doing their voiceover sessions, recording their parts for the movie. Also, you get a episode from the series A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Episode is called WrestleManiacs, where it features Scooby and the gang, all of course as young children, and a puppy when it comes to Scooby-Doo, attending a wrestling event. And again, I won't spoil it, they also have to solve a mystery. I believe it's an organisation called CWF. They attend an event there and they have to solve a mystery there as well. It's a full 23-minute episode there that you get. So a couple of okay special features on that. A full episode of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo and a 7-minute odd behind the scenes look at a couple of WWE superstars recording their vocal tracks for the Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery movie. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo episode is obviously a bit of older episode. Looks 80s at least. To me, I've not watched the whole of that episode, but it's a 23-minute episode where they also have to solve a wrestling featured and themed mystery. Overall, like I said, it's a good movie for kids. Parental guidance is the rating for this movie, obviously because it features a little bit of terror, the ghost bear attacking people, plus of course the wrestling violence involved in WWE. But overall, I think it's a good movie. Bought it at HMV for £7.99. As you see there, I just got the DVD. There's also on Blu-ray. I don't know whether the extras are any different on the Blu-ray. I perhaps not. From the couple of the bits I tried to check up on, it looked like you just get the same or as the DVD on the Blu-ray. The two special features and the movie itself said 80 minutes. It's a decent little movie for kids. If they're wrestling fans and if they're Scooby-Doo fans, I think they will enjoy it. But it's one of these things. It's relaxed. Adults, I think, could also enjoy it if you relax and just switch off. As again, that is Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania Mystery. It's an original movie by WWE Studios and Warner Brothers.